someone to play with. Go and find yourself. Baby,
Right
my
back.
time is too expensive, and I'm not your little boy. If you are serious, don't play with my heart, makes me furious. But if you want me to love you, baby, I will. Baby, I will.
Where's my book?
Tell it like it is. Don't be ashamed. Let your conscience be your guide. No, I know deep down inside, I believe you love me. So forget your foolish pride. Don't lie to me. Life's too short to have sorrows. You're here today, gone tomorrow. You might as well get what you want. So go on and live. Go on and live. Tell it like it is. Don't be ashamed. Let your conscience be your guide. No, I know deep down inside. It's not that I don't love you. You know how much I do. And it's not that I found somebody to take the place of you. But it's just the feel within me. When you touch my hand, and a fear that shakes my body, and I don't understand, so I'm leaving. This time I'm playing it smart. I'm gonna walk away from love.
Walk away from love.
Before love breaks my heart.
I love reggae music. I really do. Okay, this is kind of like a welcome to December. It's December 1st, the very first day of my very favorite season and time of the year, which is Christmas. And we can't really say that word in school, and people say happy holidays now rather than Merry Christmas. But, you know, I think in honor of my mother, who, for me, Christmas was always a big deal in our family because of her. A tree with all the trimmings, so much food that you pass out in a coma after you ate it. And at some point in the night, they stayed up all night, being Santa's little helpers and putting out and putting the bikes together and wrapping gifts. And I was supposed to be asleep, but I would be so excited I couldn't sleep. And then as soon as they passed out, I would sneak downstairs and I'd look at everything, but I would be tempted to, like, you know, tear a little edge of a package or something like that. But I didn't. But I just would look at it, and once I had a camera, I would take a photograph. And I actually made cameras when I was a kid, but that's another story. Once I had a camera, a Polaroid camera, I got a Polaroid one-step camera when I was maybe 12, I want to say 10, 12, and so now I could store things for posterity. So, and it was instant. So I would take pictures of the tree and all the trimmings and how my mom had decorated the house. It was my favorite time of the year. But hands down, my favorite time of the year. Like I said, I'm thinking out loud, basically part of my journal, but that's all right. And I realize that by mistake I was sharing somebody else's part of the story, and that's not right. You can't do that without their permission. Okay, that's why books get cleared. Okay, first you have to ask people permission first before you talk about them on any of this social media. This is really a good idea. It really is a good idea. If I'm talking in general about a celebrity, or I'm talking about music from somebody who's dead and gone, I mean, that's a different story. But if I'm talking about one of my relatives, or somebody I know, or an artist that's alive and performing right now, I can't even tell you. I got a project that's going to make that easier to happen, especially with everything that's going on, and especially since I got a lot of time in their hands, because there's not a concert. There's no Dave Chappelle's doing concerts, and I don't know who else. I would love to see the Piano Man himself. I would love to see Billy Joel get the all-time record for the Madison Square Garden. I would love that. I'll be right back. My lamp is I have to convert my lamp. I have a catalytic burner going, and I have to adjust it now. I'll be right back. Whoa. Yes. These were developed in France, and it's called a Berger lamp. And what these do is they sanitize the air. Okay? These were used in the hospitals. They were invented for hospitals. I don't know why they don't use them now, because this is 90% alcohol and 10% fragrance, and it cleans the air. So my first December 1st tip, my first public service announcement tip is get you some plants, indoor plants, and keep the air clean inside your house. Okay, I have the air being filtered continuously. All right, there are 2 filters in this. There's one for the incoming air, and then there's a filter before it goes into the evaporator. Okay, so there's 2 permanent filters, because it's a brand that starts with an H that gives you filters you can actually replace and don't have to go buy new ones. I just wash the stuff out. You should see what comes out. 90% of the dust flying around in your house is your dead skin. So you want to dust, and you want to keep the air clean. You want to keep the air sanitized. Okay, that's one of my. Okay, here's one tip. And that's the way you'll be. That will stay. I'm sorry. There's a harmonic in a song, and I must have played that part back 20 times on this song. I'm not gonna do it now. But at volume, the vibration that this song is on, it touches your soul. And that's the next thing I'm gonna talk about. Okay, because there's so much, we've endured so much negativity. I gotta sit down for this one, okay? You mind if I sit down for this one and get my coffee? I got my coffee. I got my mango juice, and I just realized why I want to do these. I want to do these because in order to, today being it's the anniversary's already passed. It passed on the 16th of November, but 9 consecutive months. The whole time this thing has been going on, I've been COVID negative, I have to credit it to my genes. And that's the other thing. I'm not ashamed to say I'm 60 years old, but I don't feel it and I don't look it. And my dad's about to turn 95. So that means I got about 35 more years to look forward to, and that's pretty special too. During this pandemic, I've almost died twice, and I didn't. Once on a motorcycle, and once, okay, people, if you're gonna give yourself a foot bath, you put 2 tablespoons of Epsom salt, not 2 cups. Not 2 cups. You put 2 tablespoons worth of salt. Well, I don't know what was going on with me. I thought I was running a bath, because normally the last time I used Epsom salt was in my bathroom at the master bathroom at Princeton Road. But I put 2 cups of Epsom salt in here, and I put my feet in here, and I went to sleep. And when I woke up, my feet were white, like this. My feet were white like the stripe on my jacket. Okay? And I felt this tingling sensation creeping up my neck and into my brain, and I felt like I was gonna die for the first time in my life. Even I almost drowned. I didn't feel like I was gonna die. I almost drowned, and after that, I don't fear water. And after this, I know I'm not supposed to go this way either. By bath salt. Bath salt is some pretty toxic shit, people. I'm just saying. I had 2 cups of it, and I had my feet in this, and I fell asleep for almost 45 minutes with it. I woke up, I drank like a gallon of water. I kept slapping myself. My dorm is 200 square feet, and we're in pandemic lockdown. It's not like, so I had them call me. I had paramedics take. I'm getting the Apple Watch that senses your oxygen level, because I felt like no matter how fast I breathed, I was hyperventilating, and I felt like no matter how fast I was breathing or inhaling and exhaling, I wasn't getting enough oxygen to my brain. Okay, and that is the weirdest sensation in the world. So I have a feeling I know what oxygen starvation to the brain feels like. Asphyxiation. I have a feeling I know what that feels like, based on what happened with the salt. It's too much acid. It's too acidy. You have to counteract the acid. You have to dilute it. In this case, the salt, it dilutes. Thank God. Or else I might not be talking to you right now. Seriously. We may not be having this conversation right now. So that was the one time I almost died. And then when my motorcycle was in COVID lockdown in Westchester County, I won't say where. And then I got it back on the day I got it back. This is when you know you're not supposed to be riding. I got my bike back, and it kept cutting off on me. I figured out what it was. It was a faulty fuse for the voltage regulator, which I installed myself. So I don't know. I have nobody to blame but that. But it wasn't grounded, or the ground made contact. The bike was in storage for a year at a repair shop, and I couldn't go get it because I wasn't going up into the ground zero for the COVID infection in the New York tri-state area, and they weren't bringing it to me because they would have to quarantine 14 days before they could go back. So it's like, so it stayed there, and I paid for almost a year worth of storage. Because even after they said, oh, well, we can't come bring it to you, I had no place for them to bring it because my house was gone. I was living in the spare bedroom of a friend's house. So I had no place to put the bike. I wasn't going to ask them if I could put it there. So, a lot. This has been quite a year for a number of reasons, but yeah. So 2 near-death experiences, but here comes the goodness. Here's the gems of the day. When I had to move, and I had to move quickly, and there were some things I could not lose because the movers were not mine, and I wasn't doing the majority of the packing. Okay, so, and I was promised white glove service, and I got I got to clean out like it was some old lady that died in her bed 2 weeks ago when they were doing a clean out. They were acting like I wasn't there, and it wasn't my stuff. They were. When they realized it was there, then they started asking me, could they have my stuff? And I said, you're supposed to be putting it in a box and putting it in the moving truck. And they said they thought it was going to be done in one day. It's the entire contents of a house. And the people that bought the house thought that they would have the house. They said, oh, we thought you would have the stuff in boxes, be ready to go. I said, no. I was in court. I was in the auction with you when Bank of America outbid me, and you're the sharks that they dealt with, because I don't know why. Because I don't know what incentive they had. The federal government had been paying them to keep me in my house. I don't know what you gave them to get them to sell it out from underneath me. That's still a mystery to me. I haven't figured that one out. Okay, and I fought. I fought 7 years. I fought 7 years to stay in my house. Okay, I paid what I could. I survived Sandy. I somehow came up with the cash to fix my roof after Sandy. Cash! Because the insurance wouldn't pay. And then when they did pay, they only paid to fix like a small part of the half-story roof on the back. And told me the rest of that is act of God. A retaining wall that just missed the house when it fell. They told me that's an act of God and you gotta fix that, and it's $6,000 that I didn't have. So when my cat died, I said it's not a home anymore. It's just a house. And one guy does not even need a 2,500 square foot 4-bedroom house. There's now 5-bedroom. The investors, they put another bedroom. Yeah, they put a 5th bedroom in, but they still listed it as 4-bedroom. It's really weird because they can't get a CO. So even if you buy it, you can't move in. It's crazy. They're trying to flip it for twice what they bought it for. They bought it for $411. I owed $335. They bought it for $4. I paid $500. I put 20% down. I had $335 left to pay a Bank of America in principal. And they sold it to them for $411, and they got the house listed for $789. They won $800,000 for the house, and they took all the walls out, everything that makes it a Swiss, a first quarter century Swiss colonial. They stripped it. When they had an example of how to restore it, right across the street is a house built at the same time. My house and the house across the street are at the center of the block, and they were built approximately the same time. And they ripped out all the trees that were there that the people that built the original house left, because people back then didn't rip out the trees and plant Kentucky bluegrass. They left the tree and the foliage and the bushes that were already there because they could survive the winters and the summers and the pestilence that already existed. People spend thousands of dollars for like Florida ferns and California trees, and they're not built for this environment, for the climate in this part of the country, and they die. They're gonna die. They gotta die. My dad. I have a green thumb because my dad is a green thumb. So I can tell you what's gonna happen. You need to buy plants from the climate zone you live in. These are from the climate zone we live in. All right, and then these are my girlfriends. I think I explained it. All right, and let's get this right. Juanita is a Hawaiian cane plant or succulent. Let's just say it's a succulent plant. I'm not going to get into the botanics of it. This is an American lush or succulent plant, and this is a Florida cane. This is a Florida cane plant. These are they're bonsai because they should be 20 feet tall. If they were growing in the wild, these ladies would be 20 feet tall by now. If they were home where they were born, okay. But they're in a 200 square foot dorm room in the YMCA in Hackensack, New Jersey, which I use as my classroom for me teaching. I have to book classes now. They keep hounding me every day, VIP kid. This is huge because I can work as many hours as I want, and they have a lot of hours open because a lot of people have a lot of home issues going on, and they can't do what I'm doing here because they're getting evicted and they're getting. Bergen County alone here is doing 200 plus evictions every weekend, and I have a story about an eviction that somebody did the right thing on. The least expected thing you could think could happen happened during eviction right here in Bergen County, and that's another video that I can't. That's too much of a distraction. This one is about what we need to do to get through this thing because we're only a third of the way through this, people. So I have to address the next thing that happened today, which is this vaccine. I actually had a doctor tell me that another doctor friend of theirs said they're going to take this COVID vaccine. I'm going to say this 3 times, and I hope it gets through on one of the 3 times. A human-safe vaccine for viruses takes 11 years to safely develop for human consumption. A vaccine for human consumption for a disease like COVID or an infection virus like COVID takes 11 years to develop for safe human consumption. It takes 11 years to develop for safe human consumption a COVID virus vaccine. So I'll be blankety blank damned if I'm gonna let them inject me with one that took them 11 months to develop. You wanna know why? I'll tell you why. I need my walking stick. It's not a pimp stick, it's a walking stick. This is the English gentleman's defensive walking stick. Bat Masterson used to carry these. Okay, this is the Bat Masterson replica. Actually, no. This is my Bat Masterson replica. It is a defensive walking cane. It is not a pimp stick. Pimp sticks have jewels. They're icy. These are not icy. They are engraved. All right. Let's do this one with Bet. Here's a story, and I'm gonna have to cut this short. I'm gonna have to start doing these live because my phone. This takes up a lot of space on my phone because I don't delete these until I know that I'm not gonna have a problem with music copyright. I'm gonna have to start putting my own music up, which is all the guys, the DJs put up their own music. Technically, they're cutting and scratching against their own music, so they don't bother them about using other people's music. I noticed that, so I'm gonna have to start. So that's another announcement. Yeah, so don't take this vaccine. And they're not gonna offer it to citizens anyway. There's not gonna be enough. We need 325 to 330. No, and we need that times 3 or 4. So we need a 1.3 billion doses. Ain't happening by Christmas, people. You can't go home for Christmas. I can't for other reasons, but you can't go home for Christmas. Not safely, not responsibly social distancing. Okay. Let me officially announce that my DJ name will be DJ J Free. And I want to thank my cousin Ernie, who is an amazing person and was there to help me when I had to move suddenly out of my 2,500 square foot house into a spare bedroom at another friend's house and make sure that the things most important to me got into storage. I want to thank him very much for his help that day. And I love him, and he's my brother from another mother. Okay, but God bless him because he was there to watch my back, as usual. He's done it more than once, and he was there for me when I lost my mother. A true blessing. So warm blessings to Ernest Sampson of Sampson Funeral Homes of Brooklyn. Okay, so thank you very much, cousin Ernie. I love you, brother. So Jay Free is what he came up with, and his pearl of wisdom is something he had to tell one of his employees, and it's simply this. They were in the middle of a project. He had 4 services today. He's a funeral director. He owns a funeral home, or actually a home with several locations, and he's recently expanded. And because of this, I mean, it's just he's never without business. It's just business is booming because of the COVID. Okay, and they had when you have an employee test positive, you're supposed to test everybody. And anybody that's positive is supposed to go into quarantine for 14 days. That's the law. Okay, so I don't know if everybody's doing Walmart and these other big box stores are doing that. I doubt it, but they're supposed to be. Okay, so the people should be isolated, and it happened with my motorcycle. I put it in to have the hydraulic clutch system rebuilt. You can't let an hydraulic system sit for a year. You have to flush it out and not dry, but flush it with clean hydraulic fluid, and before you store it for any period of time, and that hadn't been done. You know, it had needed the fluid replaced probably a year before it went into storage for a year. You know, that's one of the things they would have done if I had left the bike there, or brought it back. But no. Anyway, all right. So he's COVID negative as well. So we were both congratulating ourselves for making it this far without being COVID negative. Then he said he was working on a project for one of his services today, and when his employee said to him, I can't, he like threw his hands up in frustration, one of his male employees, and he says, wait, you want to take the L, but never go for the D. Do you know what I mean? Accept the loss. It's not a loss, it's a lesson. And as a teacher, it was like, boom, kaboom. Yes, the brain went boom. Yes, I'm using that one with my kids. I am. Don't go for the L. Go for the L, don't go for the D. You don't want the defeat. The devil wins when you give up. Evil wins when you say, I quit. Okay? You can't quit. You can't be afraid. Dwayne Wade, fall down 7, get up 8. Okay? Michael Jordan, he got cut from his high school basketball team. They told him, you're not good enough to play this sport. Don't ever give up. Don't ever accept defeat. Take the L. The L is the lesson. The L is the lesson. Okay? The loss is the lesson. Thank you, Ernest Sampson. My brother from another mother of Sampson Funeral Homes of Brooklyn, New York, for that gem that you gave your employee today. And he's got some more gems too. I already told him he needs a book. I write. He's a soothsayer. Please, you've got to know. You got to know the right thing to say, the right subjects for the people that when you're handling their grief crisis. You must know the right things to say. And one of the things that he did, that he inherited from my great uncle, is they always smile. You don't ever want to smile or be sad around anybody that's already grieving or sad. You want to be smiling. You want to be happy. You want to give them good energy. You want to give them positive energy. They need it. They need love. Don't show them hate, and don't show them sadness. Pour as much love into them as you can. Okay? I'm not saying get kinky, but pour the love pour them. We're COVID, but put your hand on your shoulder. You know, responsible COVID. Tap your feet together. That's what they're doing over in Africa. They tap each foot. You tap left and you get right then left. So tap your right, like standing. You tap your right foot and then tap left foot. That's how they're greeting each other. But then you get whatever's on your foot is now, their foot is now on yours. So you can't even really do it. I don't know, fist bump, elbow bump, whatever. But yeah, people now, don't give up hugging on people. If you're safe inside your COVID bubble, let your guard down inside your bubble. When you go out there, no, that's what this is for, people. This is responsible distance times 2. Because this is approximately as long as my arm. Okay, it's twice as long. So I can keep people that far away, either as long as my arm extended or as twice as long. Like, back the fuck up. Okay? That's what this is for me. All right? And, you know, because I can get a concealed license to carry because I am a range instructor and I have been for some time. But that's another story for another day. I teach defensive firearm lesson. I'm instructor. I've done it for the Essex County Police Department for their Explorer Scouts. We put them through the trial, through some real, try to put them through some real life scenarios. I work with Batman. If anybody knows Batman from Essex County, then you know the program I'm talking about. And we put them through some pretty good paces. And I introduce the youth to the sport of firearms because you can't make necessarily Kobe or Woods money, Tiger Woods money, as a competition shooter or an Olympic shooter. Maybe as an Olympic shooter with your sponsorships, you could probably make a pretty good bank. You could make some nice bankroll. Free Pumas, cars and airfare and stuff like that, and probably give you a house at some point. If you do a long-term endorsement deal, they'll give you enough cash. You can buy a nice house somewhere, a nice A-frame up on a mountain somewhere. That's not a bad idea, but you don't want to be too far from a hospital, though. That's the only problem with being remote. There's no hospital unless you have a doctor that'll come stay with you, which is what that's what Michael is, a live-in doctor. Concierge doctor. Now there's concierge teachers. It pays $65,000. It's not worth it. To me, that's not enough. But the most expensive private school in the tri-state area charges $65. No, for sleepaway they charge $45. What are they paying the teacher? What are they teaching teachers if they're charging $45 for concierge come to your house? And that's per student. That's per student. $45. $25K. 25 gives you 25 large gives you online coursework. 45 gives you concierge, come to the house per student. So you got 2 kids, it's 90 because it's one teacher for each of your kids. And then if you want a sleepaway high school, is $65K. But what does the teacher that comes to your house and does the teaching? I wonder what they're paying them. They're probably paying them $100, somewhere between $85 and $100. Depending on how many. If it's a normal high school, we probably got a couple of hundred kids in each grade. That's not bad money, actually. Concierge services is actually, it goes beyond taxi and food delivery. So y'all should check up on that because there's plenty of money out here to be made, depending on what you're willing to do for other people. Okay, don't get kinky out there. Don't keep your. Like Dave Chappelle said, when the price name your price, and when the draw the line, and when somebody asks you to go beyond that line for the price, then the price is too high. You walk away. If you're not gonna feel good about yourself after you've done whatever it is to make that money, and you ain't gonna feel good about yourself afterwards, walk away. Find something else. Find something else to do. If it doesn't make you feel good about yourself, and you're doing to make money, look, exotic dancers love to dance naked in front of you. Trust me. It's arousing. It's arousing. Get butt naked and dance in front of the mirror and watch yourself and see what happens. I don't know. If everything's working right, it should arouse you. Okay? Or better yet, get butt naked and throw on an erotic film or a provocative film in a mirror. Have that going in the mirror and in the mirror to see what you're doing and see if you don't become aroused. Oh, wow. Should I put this on this video? I don't know. That's why I got to go live because there's a lot of topics here. You're not on a specific topic. That's not what it's about. It's elemental thoughts. The goal here is to have elemental thoughts and do a brain dump, because when you have 2 masters, a bachelor's, and associates, and have worked a full-time, a lifelong career in 3 different areas, actually 6 different areas of business world, you know, because I've been on the back end and front end because I've been a business owner and I've been an employer and an employee. I need to do a brain dump. So that's usually done through books and videos like this, and ultimately live television. You know, but then not the television that was introduced to America, because American television was marketing. That was the laundry soap company. The soap operas were invented to sell you laundry soap. Just think about that one. I'll say that again. The reason there were soap operas, that's why they're called soap operas, because Borax and them wanted to sell you soap. So it was the soap opera was the commercial, and the show was the ad for the laundry detergent. Think about that one. And I'm gonna close this video with one note because I'm up over almost 40. I'm up 35 minutes and counting. Almost 36 minutes. That's enough to say this. If you can't find any good in the world, make some of your own. Make some. Be the good. I'm gonna play Secret Santa. I haven't decided which store yet because there's some money being held up out there in the ether. There's some money being held up, and when I get it, I gotta catch up with some bills, and I want some stuff I want to pay off before New Year's, and then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna play Secret Santa. I'm just gonna stand in the store, and then when somebody's going to pay, I'm just gonna tell the store like that's the person, and it'll be a number I just select, and then if their order comes within like a $5, a $3 of that, then I'll say that's the one I'm gonna pay. And then when they'll go to pull their money out or the card out to pay, I'll say this. Your Secret Santa's paid this for you, and I'll get to see it, but they won't know it's me. They can't know it's me. Who's paying it? No, they can't know it's me, but I'm gonna be right there seeing it, and hopefully get to like videotape it. I don't know, but y'all are never gonna see that. If I videotape it, it's gonna be for me, okay? Unless I get their permission to show it. We'll see. Because I gotta actually ask them if they could also ask their person if they're reminded for permission to put on YouTube their reaction to the Secret Santa. And again, I remain anonymous. They won't know it's me. I'll just say a Secret Santa. Well, see, I'm telling on myself now. But the person at the time won't know, so it'll be a surprise. Okay, but anyway. So that's what I got out of be the good out there. Do something. Perform random acts of kindness between now and Christmas and watch what happens. You're going to have magic happen in your life. I already have. I'm telling you, it's kind of bizarre, but little miracles will happen immediately. But just ask the master what you can go out here and do. Whichever, you can say what if you're trans meditational and you want to ask the earth goddess what to do, what you should do to help be kind to unconditional love to other people. If it's Jah or God or Yahweh, Jehovah, Jireh, Buddha, Hindi, Hoodoo, I don't care. Bob. There's a Bob out there. There's people that pray to Bob. They call God Bob. I don't know. Jesus, whoever is your personal and most trusted spiritual advisor or force, use the force. Use the force for good, and I guarantee good things will happen to you in return. And that's we're almost up to 40 minutes, and I gotta move my car because I got a 31-year-old car and somebody tries to steal it on a daily basis. It's bizarre. So I gotta go because I gotta put my car in a secure parking. Whew. Maybe somebody invent some kind of gizmo that when you park, it's like the Batmobile that goes beep, boom, 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 and it padlocks the car. So they can't get in and like try to cut through your convertible top every night, so that your top is basically 5 rolls of a black duct tape. Somebody come up with that and I'll buy it. I'll buy it. All right, so I gotta go move my car, and because it's cold out there, and I don't want to be out there long. The temperature is it ain't 70 out there no more. In New Jersey or New York or Connecticut. So if you got temperature in the 70s tonight, you're lucky. And if you're like us here tonight, you better. Those people I saw out in shorts the last couple of days, you're flirting with danger. And on that note, everybody, please have a wonderful night. Be vigilant for these holidays. You know, don't tempt fate, and be kind to each other. If you can't find any good out here or anything to feel good about, make the good yourself. Run yourself a nice bath. Okay, go out and buy yourself, a nice steak and cook it up and eat it. Okay, I'm making myself a foot bath with 2 tablespoons of Epsom salt and some baby oil and my favorite bubble bath, which I will let remain anonymous. Take care, people. Good night. I'll be doing these as long as I can, because if I don't get to write my memoirs, they're here on YouTube for you to watch. And I thank everyone. I think I have 5 subscribers now. Woo! I had 1 a month ago. I had 1 subscriber. I'm up to 5. Woo, buddy! I'm on a roll. Anyway, have a good night, boy. Peace. God bless.